Morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you and you and you and you and you. Lovely sunny here in Worcestershire, but I can't say Worcestershire. I was doing a job the other day. Oh my God, it was so funny. Well, you'll see it in the vlog, but so I got there and Lisa was sort of doing my hair and stuff. And what usually happens when you start, when you do a job, the producer or the director comes in, and just sort of chats through just very casually, okay, we're going to get you to do this and we want you to do this. And we just want you to say, so it's very casual. And he says, and so, what we're saying here is, the PDSA is the UK's leading veterinary, that's the problem, veterinary charity, okay? So I'm okay, so I'm reeling back. And could I bloody say it? Could I say veterinary? I can now because we practice it a lot. Oh my God, we were all in hair hysterics. Makeup, cameraman, soundman, everyone was trying to say this bloody word. And because we questioned it and we thought about it, it became more and more ridiculous the more we spoke about it. Oh, I thought, oh my God. And I was like, you're going to have to get somebody else. I can't say it. Is there another presenter available? Bring her on. I'm just trying to see how I can get my live stream here. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. This is when I need Mark. Won't let me click on that. So I'm going to have to read up here. Yeah. Oh, PDSA, they're brilliant, aren't they? I was only just finding out about them. I didn't realise that they help pay for people that might be struggling, people's pet fees, or they'll get you really low cost, or free vet care. Yeah, but they do. Yeah. So it was good. Hi Dawn. Hi Ord Irene. Hi Brenda McGee. Hello Kim. Kim Carroll is from Melbourne, and Melbourne has just gone into lockdown. So, wow, I'm sorry to hear that. God, you know what? It was really weird. Well, you just said that over on Instagram, didn't you? And when I saw it, I was like, it's strange because lockdown now, even though we are still partly lockdown, feels like such a strange concept again now. I don't think I could go back. I really don't. Hang on, I'm just trying to get my... I can't get it up. That's fine. I don't know how to do it. So I'll just read from here. So first of all, can everyone hit the thumbs up that is below me? If you're enjoying it, don't hit it now. Stay with me and through the next half hour. If you're enjoying your time with me, hit the thumbs up. If you're not, well, you can always go somewhere else. That's what I do. Just turn over the channel if you don't like it. Thank you, Sky. Mark isn't okay. He's not good at all, and but he will get better. But he's struggling. He rallied a bit yesterday, and we did a live on Dominic Cummings, but yeah, it kind of like wore him out. He's just looking after his mental health. It's what we always talk about on here. It's what we always talk about on here. Nothing to be ashamed of if he had a temperature or he had diarrhea. Actually, I probably wouldn't tell you if he had diarrhea. So, yeah, and he said that he's been getting so many messages, and he did say yesterday, he said, honestly, I feel so loved and supported. And I said, well, that's because you are, you silly bugger. Hello, Lee. Hello, Miss Tricia. Hi, Sky. Hi, Raspberry Mojito. Hi, Helen. Hi, Hazel. Hi, Jude. Yeah, it was nice to see him yesterday. He popped up. He said he can't. He's just resting up today again. Hi, Helen. Hi, Faith. Hi, Ellery. Hi, Heather. Yeah, we miss you too. But, yeah, I'm doing a live today. I'll be doing the members live tonight. And tomorrow, let's see. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. He might feel a bit better tomorrow. Okay, so... First, no, I'm not watching the Friends reunion because I watched the trailer and I felt a bit sick in my mouth. It was all like, aha! It was all, for me, it was just a bit showbiz. I know I'm probably going to get shot down in flames for that, but I mean, I think they're genuine people and I think they genuinely like each other. But I think it's a very weird situation. It's just like a mass interview, isn't it? It's a very weird situation to be put in. And also the other thing is, I like Friends. Like if it was on, it was like, oh yeah, it's Friends. But I've never been a mad Friends fan, never. So I suppose if you're a proper fan, it would be really interesting to see them all together and see them chatting, but not for me. I am. Thank you, Miss One, Tricia. Oh, it was much better than you thought. Than the trailer made out. Oh, I loved it. Did you, Lucy? Oh, maybe I should have a look at it then. But the thing is, I'm not mad about. I don't like, my least favourite thing ever is a celebrity interview. So, because I know how it all works. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I think it's a bit of a shame because everyone was kind of hoping for another episode, weren't they? What's that? Harry is doing another Oprah interview with Oprah tomorrow. Oh, is he? Well, we're going to talk about that in a bit. So I thought we could have a bit of a start off with a bit of fun this morning because I was reading something about, I think it's the biographer of Harry and Meghan, saying that they had really wanted to get Archie into a good sleep routine and had hired a nighttime nanny. Now, I know other people that have done this. I've got friends that have done this. And a particular friend of mine, I'd never heard of this thing until she told me. Do you know about nighttime nannies? I suppose you all know about it, but it was like, that's a thing? Anyway, so they'd wanted to get Archie apparently into a nighttime routine, and an incident happened in the first night that made them sack the nanny. If any family keeps changing their nanny, there is seriously something wrong. Babies and children do not cause nannies to leave the parents. So I used to be a nanny and have many ex-nanny friends. Oh, do you, Faith? You used to be a nanny. Oh, how fascinating. I find it fascinating, nannies. I'm good. Thank you, Louise. I'm good. Mark said to me that he was doing a live last week and somebody said, do you know that you've been burgled? I think it was a new person to the channel because you lot are just used to it. Did make me laugh. Did you know you've been burgled? I just can't get on with that cupboard. It's very weird. Oh, your mum was a nanny, James. A nighttime nanny, yeah. Dawn Clariga was a bit more than a posh babysitter, I think. I think they stay up all night and tend to the baby. So when it needs to be fed, they feed it, they put it back to sleep. And so you just sleep through the night. But anyway, apparently they sacked the first one and then they sacked the second one as well. Apparently they then didn't feel comfortable and they couldn't sleep because they've worried. You've sacked 3 nannies, Lucy, have you? Oh, well, what would Faith say about Lucy then? I'm a nanny but wouldn't want to be a nighttime nanny. I think it's such a hard job. When my kids, I mean, I think if you've got a nice person, like I'm a nice person. And when you know, Pat, our friend Pat, well, we say our friend Pat, but we did actually, you know, she looked after she helped us with the girls for years. But to me, she was a friend. You know, there was no like, oh, and can you do this? And what did you give little Johnny? And I'm not happy about them having fish fingers and all of this sort of stuff. Never, ever once. But oh my God, when my kids went to private school, some of the mums didn't work at all, didn't work, like go to the gym, go for coffee, go for this, go for that. I mean, great if they enjoyed it, but I was a bit like, really? And the nanny, some of them had 2 nannies for 3 kids, and the nannies would still bring the kids to school and take the kids home, even though the mum wasn't even working. That's a stitch up, isn't it? And imagine if you've got a nighttime nanny as well. Anyway, so I thought it'd be a bit of fun just to have a little play with the idea that you can have any member of staff, right? any member of staff that you like, what would you have? What would be your top member of staff? What do you hate doing? Me, if money was no object and I didn't feel embarrassed, I would have a housekeeper. Somebody that comes in every day and like, I've got a friend who's got a housekeeper that comes in every day. And she just keeps the place immaculate and plumps the cushions and cleaner, cooking, chef. See, yeah, loads of people say chef. Somebody to come in every night and cook your dinner. Would that be your thing? Would you just love that? Cleaner, chef. What about a gardener? What about a gardener? Housekeeper, yeah, Dawn, me too. Housekeeper, that would be my absolute thing. Someone to bring me booze. Ever Cromack. Well, you can. It's called Uber Eats, isn't it? A chauffeur, Lee Peart. Would you? A chauffeur. I don't know if I'd have a chauffeur. I suppose that is because I am lucky that I've got a job that gets me a car. So I can have a car. So I suppose if I suddenly could never work in television again, I'd probably want a chauffeur, wouldn't I, as I can't drive. You'd like me. Who would have me as their chef? Come on, let's have some offers. How much would you pay me per night to cook your dinner? Come round, have a little chat with you. We'll have a glass of wine, cook your dinner. What am I worth? Come on, per hour. How much are you going to pay me per hour? Let's see some figures. Lee knows. Lee's had some food. What would you pay me per hour, Lee, to come around your house and clear it up for you? No, not clear it up. No, not clear it up. Oh, and the thing is, if I come, I'm not going to clear up afterwards. This is the point. So maybe you want to readjust what you would pay me. Tenner from Helen Groves. Can anyone rise on a tenner? Christine, only £1. Hi, Jacqueline Frost. Hi, Turquoise. Hello, Jacqueline. Hello, Mandy. Hello, Ellen. 500. Wow. Maybe I should start doing this and giving the money to charity. Be a great way to raise money for charity, wouldn't it? Come round, cook your tea, have a glass of wine. What would you give my charity of choice for that hour? Do a swap to do your cleaning. That'd be good. I'd be too embarrassed to let anyone do my cleaning. Okay, so that was a bit fun. So last night, I watched, Mark and I watched the Oprah Winfrey, The Me You Don't See. I don't know how many of you have watched that. Oh, Lee would pay me in bottles of Whispering Angel, served perfectly chilled, I hope, Lee. 35.67 says Ashley. How did you come to this number, Ashley? Huh? I've lost everything there. Hate washing up but love cooking, 50p. Yeah, so I watched the Oprah Winfrey yesterday. I have to say, I found it incredibly moving. I'll tell you why I thought about Harry in it. I think watching the clips again of what it was like around the time that he said, there's a couple of things that he said that really made me stop in my tracks and think. One of them was he was overwhelmed with other people's grief. I thought, my God, I've never thought about that. And then they showed the shots of him walking around, you know, just after his mum had died. Remember, they had to come out in those suits and everything. And there was everybody crying and crying. And he says, I was looking at these people thinking, you didn't even know my mum. But he said he's always felt like he's had to kind of look after people's grief. I actually did find it really moving what he said. I'm not going to talk too much about Harry, but I really did. And I felt that he was struggling with the new language of the therapy speak. He was kind of struggling with it. I think he was, for me, like proper, like looking at him, I felt like he was a bit intimidated by Oprah, who is utterly brilliant. How brilliant was she in that? My God. So that's Harry part. My heart really went out to him. But I was incredibly moved by every one of them in that programme. Lady Gaga, I thought, was so powerful. And I thought, my God, if I was a young person struggling, well, any person with self-harming, She was so inspirational in the way that she spoke. And she was so real. And she didn't, I think she gave hope in a very subtle way. She didn't make any big promises. She said it will always be a struggle. I found her absolutely captivating. I could have watched her for hours and hours and hours. Well, one of my all-time favourite films, of course, is her film. God, what's it called? Star is Born. I mean, just that film. If you've never watched mine and Mark's review of A Star is Born, go and find it on this channel and watch it. We both end up in floods of tears because she moved us so deeply. Well, they both did. But anyway, her talking about self-harming was really, really interesting. And she, if you haven't watched this show, watch it. She will break your heart over and over again. Glenn Close, I want to watch Glenn Close as well. I didn't really understand. I thought, there are more episodes then? Or is there another series coming? Yeah, so Lady Gaga was bullied in her childhood. She had abuse in her childhood. And then she tells this horrific story of being almost, I mean, she didn't say the word kidnapped, but almost, it sounded like it. She was kept locked in a studio, raped, and had the threat of her music being burnt. And I was just absolutely gobsmacked. But she talked about the physical pain of depression. She had fibromyalgia, and she was talking about, you know, how important it is. And it really made me think. She said, you know, when she first spoke on Oprah and shared about her traumas, she was really struck by how much Oprah, being the way that she was with her, had helped her. And she made this decision that she was going to talk, was going to open up her heart and open up her experience so that people could, you know, could feel that they weren't alone. And you know, when people say, "Well, why does it have to be famous?" But I think that it is, in a way, often even more powerful, because at one point she was asked, "And what were you doing in this time?" She was talking about when she was trying to get well, and she was like, she went into full diva, but in a lovely way. Lady Gaga, she went, "I won an Oscar." Yeah, I was smiling and I won an Oscar, but inside there was all this terrible pain and turmoil and agony going on in her. And fibromyalgia, I mean, my God. I've spoken to people, I know there's a number of you on here that have it. They say it's the most painful condition you can have. But she went to the doctor, she went to the A&E, and they said there's not a single thing wrong with your body. It was, you know, stress-induced. Oh, do you, Alison? It's so hard, isn't it? It's so hard. My heart goes out to you, because that is terrible suffering. But anyway, I think it's a really powerful documentary, and I think that if you're really interested, I mean, for a lot of it at the beginning, Mark was like, "Oh, I don't really understand what they're doing here." This was about 20 minutes. He goes, "What's the point of this?" I said, "Yeah, but you forget that we are very well versed. We have a really understanding of, you know, different mental health conditions in a way that some people don't. Many people still haven't got a clue what depression is actually like. Many people still believe that if you just pull yourself together and cheer yourself up and look at the good things and do a gratitude list and all of this, then you'll be fine." And it's just so much more complex than that. I did think she spoke very eloquently on, and very convincingly, on how she looks after herself, that sometimes she feels so bad that it's just a case of saying to herself, get up, breathe, walk, do meditation, yoga, go out into the garden, eat. And it's interesting because she was saying that she believes in eating all day, which I really liked. I thought, well, that's out of that advice. Mind you, while she was talking, she was eating, and it was a huge bowl of broccoli. So I don't think she means eat donuts all day. But nutrition for the brain, you know, what you're eating is so important, you know. I mean, when Mark first started feeling down, I let him have a day of just having loads of crap food, but I thought, no, you've got to eat really well because it's so important for your mental health. Anyway, so I think she meant eat salads and veg all day. Yes, she did, Zoe. Good brain food, that's what she was talking about. Yeah, I can eat broccoli raw, actually. If it's really nice, fresh broccoli, I can. So, yeah, and she talked about people that, you know, the reasons for self-harming. And she was very mindful. I thought she was really good in not giving anyone ideas, and she was very careful about the way that she spoke about it. But she said, you know, the line between not hurting myself and hurting myself is a very fine line that I walk along. So she's, you know, you're not just unwell and then you're well. This is lifelong. You know, like Mark, with lots of you guys that are suffering, and you know, Mark with his sobriety, this is forever. He's not going to get to a point where he's just okay, you know. But so though I was saying, you know, Mark, that I was saying to Mark, you know, God, well, we know a lot about mental health, so some of this will seem a bit, well, what's the point of telling us this? But, big but, when we got to the girl with the OCD, oh my God, I was in tears. I was really in tears. Years ago, I remember being on Loose Women, and I went, oh, I need an OCD friend, and I threw away this line about OCD. And there was lots of complaints about it. And I'm going to be honest, at the time I was like, why is everybody getting so annoyed about it? You know, because it's like these things. It's like when people say, oh, I'm a bit bipolar, oh, I'm a bit OCD, oh, I'm a bit whatever. Not really, and we say it, not with a bad intention when I've said those things in the past, because it's because of ignorance, because you don't really know. Now, I found out, over the last year, I have found out a lot more about OCD, because as you know, my good friend Linda Robson, has spoken very eloquently about it. But it's like Mark said, never seen it illustrated like it is in this show. I think if you've got OCD, you might need to be a bit careful about watching it, because I would imagine it would trigger you. Oh my God, this poor girl, she was this amazing girl. She's a boxer, female boxer. Yes, she does, Faith, female boxer. Like right at the top of her class. I think they think that she could win the Olympics. And she talks about how she was initially, as a teenager, put into rehab for anorexia. But then when she was there, they discovered that actually what she had, it was Zoe, wasn't it, was OCD. And, you know, she's there, she's super fit, she's boxing, she's a beautiful young girl, she's just talking. And you think, oh, okay, so she's had OCD, she's had anorexia, and now she's kind of seems all right and she's cured. Well, then they cut to a bit later. She wasn't she, Lucy? Amazing woman. And she's cleaning the bottom of her boots, her boxing boots. And her bottom of her boot, that's immaculately clean and white, hit her arm like that. And then, from that moment on, they illustrated exactly what she was doing. She showed us what she was doing, and the washing went on and on and on and on, and she was trying to hit the soap, and the soap was having to land in exactly the same place, and she was hitting the soap over and over again, washing her hands over and over again. She had boxing. It was weird, because though she has OCD, her room is a total mess, because I didn't realise how many different kinds of OCD, because hers is fear of contamination, not so much mess. So she had these huge boxes of plastic gloves and wipes and so much stuff that she has to use on a daily basis. Tons of chemicals, washing her hands, going back to the beginning, all the way around. And debilitating, Sarah. Oh my God, I would never throw in the air that OCD thing again. It's absolute. Oh, does it? Emma says, often OCD runs alongside neuro conditions such as autism, ADHD. My daughter 13 has autism and OCD. God, that's a lot for you, isn't it? God. Yeah, it's on Apple TV, free trial, 7 days, then for $4.99, says Vanessa Wild. Thanks, Vanessa. Utterly, well, Della Nixon, yeah, exactly, absolutely exhausting. I was watching it, and I was just, and the thing is, this is every day. You know, we were watching it. We were watching the procedure for probably 3 or 4 minutes and we were totally exhausted. Callum Begley, I suffer with OCD. I'm 22 and thankfully it's not as bad as it used to be, but still a daily struggle for me, yeah. It's a daily thing, isn't it, of yeah. And it was really weird because she was talking, because a lot of this episode, the thrust of it was like, what is the power, what is the good of talking about your mental health? And it's not for everybody, but for many, it's an incredibly, you know, powerful tool in keeping oneself, you know, oneself well, or not well, but better. I mean, they were talking yesterday that having like a really strong family that supports you, or friends that really support you and validate your feelings, is incredibly powerful in treating, you know, mental health conditions. Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, it's going to be something that she has for the rest of her life. And I just think, how, yeah, it's enslaved, yeah, Ellen, enslaved by mental health. That's right, that's what I was saying. And she was saying, the girl with the OCD was saying, that why it's good for her to talk about what she does is when she hears herself out loud saying it to somebody else, saying something like, oh, I have to wash my hands 400 times and then I have to do this 500 times and then I have to... She said, I can hear the insanity of it, the irrationality of it, but in her own head, it just goes round and round and round and round, and it's just, you know, she says each time she washes her hands, she goes, oh, this is the last time, this will be good, this is the last time, I'm just going to do it one more time, then I'll feel clean. And it's this fear of feeling like really unclean and disgusting, and it just like, oh, just, yeah, I think it's one of those that we need to move on and learn more about as a society, because there's so many people that suffer with it. And I was just thinking again, I know we talked about this in Coffee Moaning through lockdown and everything. Right at the beginning, we were just gobsmacked, and I didn't really have a full understanding of, I mean, I still haven't got a full understanding, but I didn't have as much understanding as I do now about OCD and how totally horrific it must be with a pandemic, because all those habits and those patterns that you were trying to break with therapy or whatever was suddenly put in place, and we're all being told to do it. Wash your hands and wash your hands again, then wash your hands again, then clean everything again, wash the shopping, wash this. I mean, my God, it must have been like, because it's an addiction, isn't it? It's an impulsive, repetitive disorder. It must have been like a alcoholic, for instance, being given a great big bag of alcohol and saying, drink it. We're literally being asked to do the very things that make them unwell. My OCD isn't about cleaning, it's contaminated objects, undefined red ball. My heart breaks for you because I witnessed that yesterday. And it's just awful. Della Nixon, I'm trained to be a CBT therapist, but haven't come across OCD yet. Hope it's something CBT can help with. How awful. Oh, I'm sure it must be. Because CBT is about retraining the same pattern thinking, isn't it? Oh, I bet it will be. Or how interesting for you. I'm just always in awe of people when they share their stories. It can be so hard to speak about mental health, but also very powerful. Zoe, it is very powerful, and I know you share about it. And it's that thing of like somebody going, you know, you can be just locked into a world where you think you're the only one, and you're not. And you can feel like an alien, and you're not an alien. You know, I mean, I know when Mark was in rehab, they would call themselves the aliens. And everyone that wasn't, you know, an addict, I can't remember what they called the non-aliens, but they were aliens. Sabrina Neal, I've been a self-harmer since I was 11. I'm now 43 and have never been able to break the habit as it has become part of me. It's a very misunderstood illness used too flippantly these days. Oh, Sabrina, my heart goes out to you. Well, that's what Lady Gaga talks about. She said, it's for life. She goes, this is the line, and I'm always this side or this side of harming or not harming. So she obviously has a lot of procedures in place for her to, you know, one day at a time, not to hurt herself that day. Oh, my God. My cousin had COVID. He was in hospital for 3 months. When he came home, he was really ill. He had schizophrenia, but now has very bad OCD as well. Mayboo. Oh my God. And was the schizophrenia due to the COVID? Because somebody I know at work, their friend had that. They went in with COVID and they came out and ended up on with psychosis. They were just in a hospital for 10 days until they rebalanced their brain, but very scary. Very, very scary. Yeah. Oh God, it's 11:30. I've got to go. I've got a Zoom call that I've got to do. Teddy's not great. Thank you for asking, Grab. I can see a lot of you asking. He's not brilliant, but he is going to rally and do Teddy Talks. So you will be seeing him. But, you know, he's 87. He's had a stroke. He's not going to be great. Yes, you can have a birthday song. Happy birthday to Happy Bernie. 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 Yeah. Listen, guys, hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. We are around and about. I'll be doing stuff. Mark will be when he feels better. At the moment, he's planning that he will be doing this No Name Sunday show. But if he doesn't feel up to it, we will make sure in the members area, I can assure you that you will get something further down the line, so you will not miss out. I'm trying to convince him to take another Sunday off, but we'll see. Because the thing is, he said, oh, I might feel better. And if he does, well, then that's right. But I don't want him to push himself too hard if he's not feeling well. But we will make it up to you. That's the important thing in the members area. And I would be doing a live in the members area tonight. So I shall see you a bit later and I'll let you know what time. All right, my lovelies. And thank you for all your messages to Mark. It really has made such a difference. Oh, can you do me a favour? Can you do me a little favour? We are really want to get Rotten Tomatoes accredited, right? Because, you know, we work really hard on our movie review part of our channel and we've got the Popcorn Junkies on Instagram. And we would love it if you could go, if you enjoy our reviews, we don't want you to just do it for no reason, if you could go and give 5-star reviews. Mark's actually put up a story that you can swipe up and click on. Well, I'll repost it if it's gone on my, if it's disappeared now on my Instagram, I'll put it up. Because we need 200 reviews and it would be so amazing if you could help us out with that. Because I know lots of you do love our reviews and we want to become accredited reviewers. It would mean the world to Mark, really would. So if you want to cheer him up, do that for us. Already done it. Thanks, Zoe. Thank you. Absolutely. Brilliant. Okay, well, I'll go and if it's not on my Instagram right now, I'll put another one up so it's really easy for you. You can just swipe up and click on the link. But really, I only want you to do it if you love our reviews. I'm not asking for stars if you don't like us. All right, thank you. It'll really cheer him up. Thanks, lovelies. Bye.